Connecticut, and I'm going to tell you a story about a young man named Kevin Adorno and his family, also known as Kevino Bambino. Yeah, that was a special night. I was spending some time with the family of Kevin, and while there are balloons there, it was kind of a rough day. Kevin was on a bike ride from Maryland to Florida, and he didn't finish his journey because he was actually killed by a homeless man who had a psychotic break and thought he did what he needed to do. So I met them during one of my clients called me and said to go to the house and to try to contact the family, and I did, only because I believe that you can't do that kind of work without feeling like you're empowering someone. And so I wanted the family to share Kevin's story. And so that's Helena in the center, that's Kevin's mom. And I'm still trying to figure out why I'm so drawn to the family. They're pretty loving, and they're pretty amazing, and they took me in. Some photojournalist who was curious, you know? And ever since then, they've been trying to honor Kevin's memory. And so this is a picture I took on the way to Florida, because around a year after Kevin's death, they decided they wanted to do more. And they decided to honor Kevin by continuing his journey, by going, in fact, to the place where he was killed, to remember him, and to finish the journey that he couldn't. He was on his way from, like I said, Maryland to Florida, and this is Vero Beach. And it's, you know, like, as a photojournalist, it's hard to take these kinds of images. Just people are in pain, you know. No one really wants to see that. But bearing witness is, I think, a really important part of what it is to be a photojournalist, and, you know, not to sound grandiose, but the eye of history, you know. We'll let people figure out what was happening afterwards, but bearing witness is a really big deal. This was the morning that we started from Vero Beach to Miami, and there's a little person in the corner there, and I thought, this is probably, Kevin saw a lot of mornings like this. I know his sister Tanya saw a lot of mornings like this too, because they traveled together on journeys like that. And Tanya's in the bottom corner there, and she led the pack for most of the journey, which, like I said, started in Vero Beach and ended in Miami. It was about 135, 150, how many? 160 miles. And there were some fun times, you know. This is, I consider myself a climber. I love to climb, but Paulie had me beat. Yeah, I was biking along and I'm like, what? So I've actually gotten good at biking without my hands and taking pictures at the same time. I don't recommend it. It's not easy. So Paulie's not the only one that could climb, and I was able to get this fun shot in the midst of a group photograph. Helena did not know I was on the roof of the van. And you know, it was a long journey. It took 3 days of biking, and I was there for the first. You know, I biked I think all of the first day, but I realized I'm not in shape to like keep up with these people. But I mean, Florida's flat, thank God. You know, and you know they're in shape. Look at them. I couldn't hold a candle. But I also had to like speed ahead, get pictures of people going by me, catch up again. Like I was not in shape to do that. But you know, the thing that's the most inspiring about for me, the Adorno family is just, they did something about it. You know, they chose to do something about it. And, you know, I just can't imagine what it's like to suffer that kind of loss. But each family deals with things however they do. But just to honor Kevin in that way, I thought was just a beautiful thing. So they picked up where he left off, and this is right near. I think this is the last day. It's Kevin's aunt, and there's just these little moments that I'm lucky enough to capture where you can see that like there's purpose and there's momentum. And as a photographer, as a photojournalist, that's so inspiring to me. You know, we all have our struggles. We all fumble. You know, I'm big on Brené Brown these days, and if you don't know her, totally check her out. Brene Brown, and she has this great Roosevelt quote about, you know, if you're out there, you know, in the arena. It's Roosevelt's quote actually, but she quotes him. You're gonna get beat up. You're gonna get scarred, and it's gonna be a mess. But at least you're out there. You're out there trying stuff, and if you don't succeed, you know, at least you know you've dared greatly, which is the name of one of her books. And we had these beautiful mornings on the beach, and they looked out and saw the beauty of the ocean, and I looked in at them and saw the beauty of what they were doing. You know, life hands us who knows what, but they've managed to do something about it. And I don't mean to be Pollyannish. This can't be easy, but from the outside looking in, it's just it's pretty impressive. And this was the last night in Miami after everybody got to the finish line, and that's at least that's Kevin's girlfriend, and yeah, it's a beautiful time.